Israelis and Palestinians really reach an agreement in the Mideast. President Bush tells Fox News he's optimistic about such a possibility. Chief White House correspondent Bret Baier reports.
In the picturesque Egyptian resort Sharm el-Sheikh along the Red Sea, President Bush closed out his 8-day Mideast trip just as he began it, pushing for a Mideast peace deal. President Bush did not put much effort into trying to reach a deal between the Israelis and Palestinians in the first 7 years of his presidency, but now?
When I say I'm coming back to stay engaged, I mean it. And when I say I'm optimistic we can get a deal done, I mean what I'm saying.
In an interview with Fox's Greta Van Susteren, President Bush insisted Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas have told him they want to hammer out a deal while he is still in office.
Both of them understand that a new American president will take a while to, may not agree with the strategy, and will take a while to get his or her feet on the ground in order to, get back in the action. And they want to get it done these next 12 months, which is positive.
Tuesday night in Saudi Arabia, President Bush talked about high oil and gasoline prices with Saudi King Abdullah, the leader of the world's largest oil exporter. White House aides said the president left hopeful that as a result of the conversation, the OPEC oil cartel would be encouraged to authorize an increase in production. Aides say the president believes the king is also worried about how high oil prices can negatively affect the global economy, something President Bush emphasized to reporters before the meeting.
I would hope as OPEC considers different production levels that they understand that if when the economy suffers, it'll mean less purchases, less oil and gas sold.
That conversation in Riyadh came up at the Democratic debate in Las Vegas.
President Bush is over in the Gulf now begging the Saudis and others to drop the price of oil. How pathetic.
White House officials refused to respond to Senator Clinton and instead directed reporters to the Republican National Committee. An RNC spokesman released this statement, quote, Senator Clinton is so eager to attack President Bush, she fails to mention that the Clinton administration did the same thing. Just this month, the former Clinton energy secretary boasted he once asked OPEC to increase production, and Senator Clinton had no objection. What's really pathetic is Senator Clinton's willingness to say anything to get elected. That former Clinton energy secretary is now former presidential candidate Bill Richardson. At a Democratic debate earlier this month, he mentioned the Clinton administration's request to OPEC to step up production.
I went to OPEC countries and tried to get them to increase production so prices go down.
Several OPEC ministers told reporters today they were not enthusiastic about raising output. OPEC will meet in 2 weeks to decide its oil production policy. Incidentally, the price of oil has dropped more than $3 a barrel since President Bush sat down with the Saudi king. Britt?
All right, Brett, thank you very much.